right, it's Wednesday again, so it's time for me to talk about some comic books. Uh, I'm gonna hold off on a review of some independent comics that I read. That being the Alpha Core from Ripperverse. Read that one, and almost completely finished with the second volume of Wraith of God. And so I think I'll do those next week if I want to do some others. And there might be 2 episodes. Sometimes that happens on occasion. But anyway, since I did a lot last time, just whittled it back down to just 3 titles. And we'll start off with Action Comics with Superman having been weakened, so he needs some armor help from his buddy Steel. Although, boy, I tell you, this cover, it looks like Steel's getting ready to whack him over the head with the hammer, you know. That's not what happens. Like, oh, no, there was a nefarious plot, and we're unaware of it. Anyway, it's sort of okay, you know. He's got to deal with Blue Earth, and now the Blue Earth members have superpowers, and then his super fam shows up. So it's just barely a Superman story. And his adoptive daughter is being sought out after by the evil leader of the Blue Earth movement, which, of course, is something else is afoot. Anyway, wasn't that great, but, you know, not too bad. And then, there's a big reveal at the end. But we got to wait for that later. I don't want to spoil it, because you want to get out there and get your own copy. Oh, and here's a nice little, unfortunately, Keith Geffen passed away, so there's a little memorial to him. So then on to the next story, the second story, which once again is actually the best of the stories here in Action Comics, which is a new Superman, the Chinese Superman, or he's really kind of young, so I don't know why he's not new super. Of course, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 Superboys now, I think. Anyway, well, one of them's been prematurely aged, so they could get him into certain adult activities. Yeah. Anyway, so it's better. It started out silly, and then it had this rather serious conclusion where he seemingly died. But he recovers, and they give him the deal of what the problem is. Meanwhile, Chinese Batman shows up and suspects everybody's trying to hurt him, but then he has to explain. And it's funny the way they handle it and the translations and everything. And so it was a fun little story about dealing with the problem of people. If you figure out that Clark Kent is Superman, well, you have a brain aneurysm or a cerebral hemorrhage, a stroke, as it were. And so because, well, he's superpowered, he survives. But yeah, of the 3, it was the better one. And I never really paid much attention to New Superman. I don't know if his series was this type of fun. Maybe it was. I don't know. But I mean, it's just, more derivative characters, knockoffs and whatnot. But still, sometimes that's the best you're going to get. So anyway, already this one for the win as far as what was the best one out of Action Comics, which was originally, and I think should always be, for the most part, an anthology of Superman stories. It'd be nice if he could have one of his own in his comic book of origin. But I guess he just got to go to the Superman title itself for more of that. So then finally, well, time for a little romance. Not a fan of the art. And this is reminiscent of the lackluster nature and blandness of the Power Girl story that was in here previously. And then the art for Steel was probably even more bland. I mean, okay, here we go. Bathtub selfies because remember, what's important, the most important thing about Superboy or Superman Jonathan Kent, I guess is supposed to be the full title, is he's gay. And there's his boyfriend, who, amazingly enough, is also gay. And apparently doesn't have any roots. He was born with pink hair, I guess. But anyway, and so there you go. They're in a gay relationship. And as it happens, they're both gay. They say Jonathan Kent's bisexual because that's just because they all of a sudden shoehorned in his homosexuality, so they had to. That flirtation he had with Saturn Girl, that was some confusion, and he's bisexual. So see, that explains everything. And we prematurely aged him to make this sort of stuff okay, because he was 10 years old. Yeah. Anyway, see, even he's still shocked about it. See that? That face. What the hell? So, there's no real superheroic adventure here. He just hangs out with the boyfriend. They go off. He goes off to some adventure. There's him being a superhero. You briefly get that. You see that? That's it. Okay. So Action Comics was a bit of a letdown, but the new Superman story, that was fun. That wasn't bad. That was pretty good. But I think that was it. I don't know what they'll do next issue. Anyway, over at Marvel, there's nothing there worth looking at. The Ultimate Universe stuff is intriguing. I don't know that it's going anywhere. The Hulk takes top title. The original keeper of top title of best superhero comic they produced was Moon Knight, but the Hulk, I think, edges that out. And since I've already seen the spoilers for issue 30 and where they're going, really ruins the whole thing. So basically, this is Moon Knight's big confrontation, and quite bloody. But when you wear white, boy, it's really going to show. And oh boy, does it. But this is his big battle with Zodiac. His lieutenants get taken out. Not Zodiac, Black Spectre. Zodiac's one of the lieutenants of Black Spectre. And then Moon Knight's lieutenants deal with those lieutenants. See? That's how it works. So anyway, so that's basically it. You had their big fight. And there's Ultimate Spider-Man coming back. And it's all bloody and stuff. And it's a twist where you think you know who the Black Spectre is, and then they reveal him to be someone else. And, I'll save that. I won't spoil it for you because I know you want to rush out and check it out. But I did see the spoilers about that Moon Knight will be replaced by one of the vampire girls who is a woman of color, and a lesbian. So there you go. The imagery of the new Moon Knight being really muscle bound and stuff, I don't know. Since she's a vampire, I'm wondering if she can shapeshift into a bulky man that way it conceals her identity even more. So never guess that that's a woman. But she's already a vampire, so she's not going to have much of a public life outside of nighttime, so I know. I just figured the obvious one would be Hunter Moon to take over, because he's essentially Moon Knight already. If one of them dies, then he's there. Eventually they'll bring him back, of course. But I mean, and the other idea is that, hey, maybe he loses one of his personalities because Black Spectre pulled some sort of trickery on him to where he's convinced like the Mark Spector personality no longer exists. So then it's Stephen Grant and Jake Lockley, and that's it. That could have been interesting, but anyway, doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down on stupidity. So I guess the word got out that the wrong people were liking this title. So, can't have that. So anyway, But for what this is, it's not bad. It's pretty good. I mean, it's just, it's the big battle, them taking down the Black Spectre and all that. But, well, I already know where it's going. So finally, the best of this batch, certainly, and probably will be overall for quite a while. And gee, I hope it's Conan the Barbarian. Another great one. The only thing is that it's a new artist, and he's great. He's absolutely good. This is great, beautiful artwork. But I'm spoiled by the previous artist who really captured the essence of John Buscema in his art. And so it just appeals to me because, that was the main artist that I followed in old Conan stories. But this artist is good. It's good. It's does some great work in here. And so, there's, one should have such problems, But once again, Conan is just leaps and bounds better than anything produced by the two mainstream comic books. Granted, it's two different genres, but still, it's just basic Conan the Barbarian. There he is. He's going to go steal something, and uh-oh, it's a problem. What is it? Oh, he looks nervous. What is it? Well, you'll have to check it out and find out. At issue 5 of Titan Comics, Conan the Barbarian. Once again, for the win. Best comic that I read in the past week. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll get to those indie comics and see what else might throw in the hopper for next week's show. But definitely going to do a review on Alpha Core and the Wraith of God. So I'll visit with you then, and look forward to talking to you then.